Lovely stuff. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning. A few New Year's resolutions joining. I got a couple of late texts last night, so it's great to see you. Happy New Year. So this week is all about balance and stability. So I always think it's a nice way to start the year, because particularly after Christmas, where we've been kind of, well, maybe not this year actually, I was going to say running around catching up with people, but we kind of got that cut short. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people, a lot of emotions, and sometimes it's just nice to kind of start the year with a little bit of groundedness, just to kind of bring us back to earth as such. So we're going to kind of focus in on that. So nice strong focus on our inner core, our inner strength, our breath work, and just trying to bring it all right down. So I'll kind of talk you through the different little pointers as we go through the class. I'll try not to waffle on too much at the start. So if you want to come just to sit back on your heels, so feet together, knees together. Again, if that feels a little bit cranky in the knees, you can always get a little towel, place it underneath the crease of the knees just to take the pressure off the knees themselves. Or again, if that's not good either, you can tuck the toes under. Sometimes it feels a wee bit better. And we're just going to sit nice and tall into the spine. So again, imagine a nice long piece of string attached to the crown of the head, drawing your spine nice and long up toward the ceiling. We're going to open the palms. And just rest here for a second. Just close down the eyes and notice how the body feels. Notice where the breath is at. Notice where the head is at. Notice if you're holding tension in the body. And just take one nice big deep inhale. And as you exhale, just release it all, let it go. Let it all go away. Relax the upper body, relax the neck, relax the head. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale the arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press the palms to the ceiling, and as we exhale, press the palms forward, releasing through the shoulder blades. And we're going to do that twice more. Inhale, arms out, reaching up, taking the gaze up. Interlocking fingers, pressing palms to the ceiling, and then exhale, pressing them forward and stretch. Last one, inhale, arms out, reaching up. Interlocking fingers, and then pressing those palms forward and release. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up, interlocking fingers, pressing palms to the ceiling, and this time we're going to come to kneel, taking the bum off the heels, and just bring the knees about hip width distance apart. So just taking one nice big stretch here as we inhale, and as we exhale, lean all the way over to the right. So we're stretching the arms, both arms over to the right, pressing the left hip to the left, and then taking that gaze up to the left hand. See if we can draw the arms back in line with the ears, so really opening into the chest here. So we're inhale, pressing away through the arms, and as we exhale, hinge a little bit more to the right. One more breath here. Exhale. And then inhale back to center, and then we're going to exhale it over to the left. So again, we're reaching to the left as we inhale, and as we exhale, see if we can hinge a little bit more, taking the gaze up toward the right hand, and again, seeing if we can draw those arms back in line with the ears as much as possible. So we have a tendency to kind of reach out forward, but if you just consciously draw those arms back, you're going to feel that extra little release on the right side, a little bit of space into the chest. Last breath here. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale, release it out to the front. Lovely. Okay, inhale, arms out, reaching up. This time, as we exhale, we're going to twist to the right. We're going to reach back with that right hand to catch hold of the left heel. We might tuck the toes under here just to make it a wee bit more accessible to start with. And then we're going to reach that left arm back overhead as we take the gaze over the right shoulder. Pressing the hips forward, so we're trying to get those hips to stack over the knees here. Last breath. Slight little lean back toward the heels. We're going to inhale that right arm back up to meet the left. And this time as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left. And then we're going to drop those left fingertips down to catch hold of the right heel. And then we're going to extend that right arm back overhead, taking the gaze over the left shoulder. And again, gently pressing the hips forward. So feeling a lovely release into the front of the body. So as we inhale, reaching through the right arm. And as we exhale, see if we can back bend just a little bit more. Try to keep those core muscles engaged so we're not dumping into the lower back. Last breath here. Exhale, release. And then gently lean back just a little bit. Inhale that left arm up to meet the right. And then exhale, hands to heart to the front. Lovely. We're going to place both hands on the hips here. And then we're going to step that right foot out to the right. Again, try to keep that left hip over the knee. And we're trying to press into the outer blade of that right foot. We're going to inhale the left arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to reach that left arm overhead to the right as we press the hips to the left. And again, maybe take the gaze up to the left fingertips. So when it comes to our balance poses, where we keep our gaze or our drishti point in yoga can really affect how that balance feels. So taking the gaze up makes it a little bit more difficult. Take the gaze to the ground makes it a little bit more stable. So depending on how you're feeling this morning, and taking or closing the eyes, taking the gaze out of it altogether is the most challenging. We're going to inhale back to center. Exhale that left arm out to the side, placing the palm down. You can untuck the left toe if you wish here. We're going to keep the right hand on the hip to start with and just press those hips forward. And then inhale the right arm up. And as we exhale, extend that right arm overhead. Getting a lovely little stretch into the sideways, maybe taking the gaze up to the right hand. We're going to hold it here, really reaching through the fingertips, really pressing that outer blade into the ground for 3, for 2, and 1. From here, we're going to lift that right foot off the ground, keeping the right foot nice and active as we draw the toes toward the knee, and then we're going to reach that right arm out in front just a little bit more. Again, we're trying to engage with the right glute here. And again, it can be easy enough to get it to about 45, but it's the rest of that lift that we're trying to focus on here. For 3, for 2, and 1. Relax the right foot down. Extend that right arm back so that we have a nice straight line from the leg to the arm. From here, we're going to inhale, bend the right elbow, right knee into touch. Exhale, extend it out, hovering the right foot off the ground. Inhale, drawing it in. Exhale, extend it out. So continue with your own breath. Again, if you want to bring the gaze into it, we're going to follow that right hand with the gaze. So again, another challenge to our balance is our moving point of focus. The nice thing about yoga, so we can work on our balance, static poses, but the nice thing about yoga is that we try to work on our balance through movement, so that we're really having to engage all those little intrinsic muscles, all those little stabilizers. Last one in. Exhale, extend it out, resting that right foot down. We're going to bring the right hand to rest on the hip again, and then engaging with our core muscles, we're going to inhale it back to center, both hands to hips, and then we're going to bring that right knee in to meet left. Lovely. Same deal on the other side when you're ready. We're going to step that left foot out to the left. Again, checking in the hip is in line with the knee here, so we're not reaching too far to the left. Keeping the left hand on the hip, we're going to inhale the right arm up, and as we exhale, we're going to extend that right arm overhead to the left, maybe taking the gaze up toward those right fingertips, and again, drawing that arm back in line with the ear. So we're not reaching out in front, we're actively engaging our shoulder muscles here to open it into the chest. Pressing the outer blade in of that foot into the mat for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale back to center. And as we exhale, we're going to rest that right arm out to the right, fingertips point away. Keeping the left hand on the hip to start with, we're going to draw that left shoulder back, press the hips forward, feel that space into the front of the body. Inhale, left arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to extend that left arm out in front. Again, maybe taking the gaze up. Taking a nice long stretch. So I want you to imagine that somebody is literally pulling your fingertips to the wall out in front. So really feeling that stretch along the left side of the body. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. We're going to engage that left glute to lift that left leg off the ground. Keep that left foot nice and active. And then again, extend that left arm a little bit more out in front so that the arm is almost brushing the ear here. And you might notice a difference from one side to the other. I know personally at the moment I'm having a little bit of issues with my left side, so it's really challenging to keep that foot up. But again, it's only through these little poses, these little exercises, that we can start to re-engage those muscles that might have fatigued or weakened. Hold for 3. Again, really lifting that leg for 2. And 1. Lovely. Resting the left foot down again, keeping that left arm so that it's drawn a nice strong line from the left foot, through the leg, through the sideways, out through the fingertips. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bend that left knee, left arm into touch. Exhale, extend it out, hovering the foot off the ground. Inhale, left elbow, left knee to touch. Exhale, extend it out. Again, continue with your own breath. And if you feel like bringing the gaze into it, we can follow that left hand with the eye. Again, don't forget to breathe. So our balance is very much connected with our core muscles. So if we're strong in our core, or the trunk of the body, we're going to, over time, find those balance poses a lot easier. And then our form in general, as we carry our way through our day, is going to improve as well. Last one in. Exhale it out. Resting that left foot down, extending through the fingertips for one more breath. And then gently bring that left arm back to the side waist. We're going to slowly drop back to center, strong core engagement, and then bring that left knee in to meet the right. Lovely. From here, we're going to turn to the front of the mat. We're going to come on to all fours into a nice strong tabletop. So check in here, shoulders are over elbows, over wrists. Elbow creases face forward. We're pressing the hands into the ground until we feel those shoulder blades engage. So what we don't want to happen is that chest to drop down and those shoulders to be unstable. So again, nice shoulder muscle engagement here. Imagine that you're sucking the belly button back to the back of the spine. So a real strong tummy core engagement here. And those knees are about hip width distance apart. We're going to inhale, press the chest forward, gaze up toward the ceiling, arching through the spine. Exhale, press into the ground, curl through the spine, take the gaze back toward the belly. Inhale, gaze goes forward and up, arching the spine. Exhale, press into the ground as we curl through the spine, tuck the chin in toward the chest. Inhale, gaze forward and up. Exhale, curl through, release through the shoulder blades. So continue with your own breath. Little cat-cow curl sequence, just helping mobilize the spine, opening up between every little last facet along the spine. Feel the blood flow, feel the energy flow. Try and make the movement as organic and as smooth as you can. Closing in the eyes and just focusing on the movement as opposed to how it looks. Small little micro bend to the elbows. So the elbows are like little springs in this movement. Again, releasing through the shoulders, releasing that lower back. And as I always say, you really cannot do enough of these. Just a lovely way of mobilizing the spine with any weight, without any resistance, just you. Last round. And then gently coming back to our tabletop. So just check in for the next bit that you can reach out in front and that you're not touching anything like myself here. Still staying on all fours. We're going to inhale, right arm out, left foot back, pressing back through the left heel and drawing that left toe toward the knee. Notice here if the belly's dropped down and we're dumping into that lower back. So I want you to consciously suck that belly button toward the back of the spine. You're going to feel that left leg drop, and then we're going to engage that left glute to get it to lift. We're going to inhale center. As we exhale, we're going to reach the right arm out to the right and the left foot to the left, as far as we can go, keeping both arm and foot nice and high. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right arm to the left, left leg to the right, so crossing over the body. Inhale center. Exhale, right arm to right, left foot to left. Inhale center. Exhale, right arm to left, left foot to right, cross over. So continue with your own breath. Notice here if the left wrist is out front. So we want to make sure that left wrist is directly underneath the shoulder so we're not dumping into the wrist joint. Try to keep that left leg lifted the whole time. So we're having to engage with the glute and try to keep those core muscles engaged. Gaze is relaxed, so just think about the neck as an extension of the spine. So we're just looking down onto the mat. We're not looking out front. We're not looking back toward the belly. Nearly there. Last round. Don't forget to breathe. Back to center. We're going to rest that right hand down, and then we're going to come onto the ball of that left foot. Gently pressing back through the left heel. Find a nice little release through the back of that left leg. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Bringing that left knee back to me. Right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, first of all, maybe just checking that the heel of that right wrist is directly below the right shoulder. We're going to keep it there. Inhale, left arm out, right foot back. Again, drawing the right toe toward the knee. So that right leg is nice and active. Really reaching those left fingertips out in front. So almost like we're being pulled by the fingertips and the heel here. Strong core engagement. Draw that belly button toward the back of the spine. Feel that right glute engage. We're going to inhale center. As we exhale, reach that left arm out to the left, right foot out to the right, as far as we can go. Inhale center. Exhale, left arm crosses over the body to the right, right leg extends to the left. Inhale center. Exhale, left arm to left, right foot to right. Inhale center. Exhale, left arm to right, right foot to left. So again, continue with your own breath. It's a slow, controlled movement. So with our balance poses, the slower the movement, the more we're having to engage with those smaller intrinsic muscles. So they're those muscles that we're not maybe so aware of in our day-to-day movements, but they're the ones that really come to play when we're trying to keep our form, when we're trying to keep our posture, when we're trying to keep our stability. Again, relax that gaze. So we shouldn't feel any tension into that neck. Nearly there, last round. Again, keep that right foot lifted. Excellent. Meeting back in center, resting that left hand down. We're going to drop down onto the ball of that right foot. Pressing back through the heel, giving a nice little extension through the back of the leg for 3, for 2, and 1. Excellent. Release that right knee back to meet left. We're going to press into the ground, tuck the toes under and sit back toward the heels. And really press the ground away out front until we can get those sit bones right back onto the heels. Maybe wiggle through the toes a little bit here just to get a nice wee stretch into the toes themselves. Relax the breath. Notice where it's at. Notice if you've been holding it. I want you to focus on drawing that breath deep into the belly. And as you exhale, at the very end of that exhale, I want you to try to really press every last little bit of the air out using those belly muscles, using those core muscles. From here, we're going to inhale, press the balls of the feet into the mat, lift the hips toward the ceiling, and as we exhale, we're going to draw those heels down toward the ground. We might need to move those hands out in front a little bit. Pressing the chest toward the ground. So we're pressing the ground away out front through the hands. Engage those shoulder muscles, and again, drawing that chest down toward the mat. Keep the hips lifted as we draw those heels down toward the mat. So they don't need to get there. So depending on where our lower backs, hamstrings are at this morning, or where they've been for many, many years, they might never get there. So don't beat yourself up about it. Once you're feeling that openness in the lower back, once you're feeling that nice stretch into the back of the body, that's all we need. Gently, we're just going to walk out the feet. So allow opposite heels melt toward the ground. Again, all the time, think about pressing the hips toward the ceiling, pressing the ground away out front as we gently draw those heels down toward the mat. We're going to inhale, look forward between the hands, and then gently walk to the front of the mat, nice and slowly. Coming into a nice wide-legged forward fold here. So feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, maybe even the width of the mat apart. We should be able to touch the fingertips down, so if we need to draw that stance a little bit wider, or we can use a block and rest the fingertips onto that. So again, a little bit of extension behind the legs. Small little micro bends, so we're never totally locking out into those knees. From here, we're going to keep the left fingertips on the ground. We're going to look at the right palm, and as we inhale, we're going to draw that right arm up and open, extending the fingertips up toward the ceiling, falling that weight back into the heels and the hips. So we should be able to wiggle those toes nice and easy here. See if we can engage the right shoulder to open the heart a little bit more and take the gaze up, only if it feels good in the neck. As we exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left arm extends up and open the chest, really reaching those fingertips toward the ceiling. Again, weight is back into the hips and heels. Feel that little release into the backs of the legs. into the lower back, into the left glute, and into the inner thigh. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, right arm up and open, little flow here. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, left arm up and open. Exhale, release. Inhale, right arm up and open, gaze goes up. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm up and open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, release. Continue with your own breath. Again, we're extending and opening as we inhale. And as we exhale, just really allow the body drape toward the ground. Allow the body fully relax into that fold. Hold no tension. Last one, both sides. And then just meeting here in our nice relaxed forward fold. Give the head a little shake. Allow the arms, the fingertips, the shoulders relax toward the ground. We're going to tuck the chin in and then slowly, very slowly make our way up to stand. Head comes up last. Lovely. And then gently stepping the feet together. We're going to go through a few nice rounds of our sun salutations here. If you need a drink, now's a nice time. So again, our sun salutations this morning are just going to be about warming up into the body. We are going to hold our planks a little bit longer. We are going to work a little bit into our side planks. So again, with our balance poses, the core, the trunk of the body is going to be very important. And you'll find that when we come into our little balance sequences. So the plank is going to be quite important here. Again, listen to any of the cues. If you need to drop down onto the knees, by all means do. I want you to feel nice and strong into the upper body, into the shoulders, so that we're not injuring ourselves. So coming to the front of the mat, feet nicely grounded, about hip width distance apart. And again, thinking about the feet as our foundations, our roots. I want you to really press all corners of the feet into the ground. So the outer blade, the ball of the big toe, the heels, spreading through the toes. And then drawing the toes and the heel together. So really activating the arches of the feet and then gently flattening out. So really feeling that nice groundedness, nice connection to the earth. Bringing the hands to heart, pressing the palms together, pressing the chest forward, drawing the shoulder blades back. So almost imagining that you're holding something between your shoulder blades here. Nice, strong tummy muscle engagement here. Engage the glutes, engage the legs. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. In our forward fold, don't be afraid to bend into the knees. So think about our forward fold as releasing the lower back and a little extension behind the legs, but just really allowing that spine release here. Inhale, look forward, hands to shins, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping the right foot back to lunge, left foot to meet it. Again, first nice strong plank. So already if you feel a little bit unstable in the shoulders, drop down onto the knees, but keep the core strong, keep the spine long so that the bum's not popping up into the air. Okay, so keep that nice space into the body. We're going to keep those shoulders over the elbows, over the wrists, elbow creases face forward, and we're actively pressing the ground away. So in our planks, don't think about holding our planks. Think about pressing the ground away, engaging those shoulder muscles, and it's a lot easier on the upper body. It's a lot stronger, and it's a lot safer. See if we can press back through those heels for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Keep the elbows tucked in. Roll the heart forward, untuck the toes. Press the feet into the ground as we lift the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Again, in our downward dog, we can walk it out, get a nice little bit of movement into the lower body. Pressing those hips skyward, pressing the ground away out front, pressing the chest toward the mat. And taking that gaze either back toward the knees or maybe even toward the belly button. So if we look out in front, we're never going to get that openness into the shoulders, so keep the gaze back here. Coming to stillness, we're going to inhale that right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot into lunge, and as many movements as you need. Left foot to meet it, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge, right foot to meet it. Again, second strong plank here. Just check in where those hips are at. So again, if you have the knees on the ground, the hips are dropped so that we have a nice strong line from the neck back to the knees. If we're off the knees, we're thinking about a strong line from the neck, through the spine, through the legs, and again, press away through those heels for 3. Press the ground away for 2 and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground, roll the heart forward, untuck the toes. Press the feet into the ground as we lift the heart forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Again, gently walking it out. Coming to stillness, we're going to inhale that left leg up, looking forward, stepping left foot into lunge, right foot to meet it, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up, exhale, hands to heart. Second round, when you're ready. Again, meeting at the front of the mat, feet nicely grounded, at hip width distance apart, hands to heart, press those palms together, relax the shoulders down, feel that nice little bit of release into the neck. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins, exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge, left foot to meet it. We're going to hold it here in a high plank. Or if you wish to join me on our forearms, with control, we're going to come down onto both forearms. And again, on our forearms, we're thinking about pressing the forearms into the ground to engage those shoulder muscles. We're going to get that left forearm and we're going to bring it so that it's parallel to the front of the mat. And then we're going to fall over onto that left foot, coming into a nice side plank. Again, check in that left shoulder feels strong and supported. Bring the right hand to the hip to start with. We're going to press the hips forward as we draw the right shoulder back and then tilt those hips up toward the ceiling. And we might stay here if that feels good. If you need, you can come down onto the left knee, but still press those hips up toward the ceiling. If that feels good, we might extend that right arm up toward the ceiling. We might even take the gaze up, again, challenging the balance. And if that feels good, we might hover that right foot off the left. Keep the right foot engaged. Keep those hips lifted toward the ceiling. We're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Bring that right foot down, right hand back to the hip, and then gently with control, we're going to bring the right forearm back, bring that left forearm parallel with. And again, just re-engaging those shoulders before we come back up into our high plank. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest into the mat, elbows tucked in, roll the heart forward, press those feet into the mat. We're just going to hold it here for an extra breath. See if you can press the chest forward, draw those shoulders back, keep that lift with the lower back and hover the fingertips off the ground. So keep that lift for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands to the mat, tuck the toes under, press it back, downward dog. Walk it out, nice and easy. Check in here, notice where the breath is at, notice if you're holding it, notice if it caught up into the chest. I want you to draw that breath deep down into the belly, up through the rib cage, into the chest, whole length of the body here. We're going to inhale that right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot into lunge, left foot to meet it, exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge, right foot to meet it. Again, choose here to work on your high plank. Really lovely, strong core engagement. If you wish to join me on our forearms, again, with control, constantly keeping those shoulder blades active. We're going to bring that right forearm parallel to the front of the mat, falling over onto the outer blade of that right foot. So we're coming into our side plank. Left hand rests on the left hip to start with. We're going to press those hips forward. Feel the glute engage here a little bit. Feel the hips open to the front. We're going to draw that left shoulder back so we feel that space into the chest. And then gently press those hips toward the ceiling. We might extend that left arm up toward the ceiling. We might take the gaze up to the fingertips. And our last effort, we might lift that left foot off the right. Again, keeping both feet nice and active, constantly pressing those hips toward the ceiling for 3, for 2, and 1. Release the left foot, release that left arm back to the hip. Gently with control, we're going to bring the left forearm down, right forearm to meet it parallel. Re-engage the shoulders. And then we're going to gently bring it up into our high plank. Hold. And as we exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat, roll the heart forward, untuck the toes, press the feet into the ground, lift the heart open. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Well done. Walking it out nice and easy. Notice where that head is at. So maybe you can give the head a little shake left to right, just to relax the neck. Gazes back toward the knees, toward the belly. We're going to inhale that left leg up, looking forward, stepping left foot into lunge. Right foot to meet it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up through center. Hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. Well done. Last round of our sun salutation. So we should start to feel quite a lot of inner heat generated at this stage. When you're ready, come to the front of the mat. Feet nicely grounded, hands to heart, pressing the palms together. Pressing the chest forward, drawing the shoulders back. Engage those tummy muscles, engage those leg muscles. And we're going to inhale the arms out, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Option here to either step or lightly jump back to plank. If we're jumping back, we're going to really engage those core muscles. We're going to keep the hips lifted and with control, gently jumping back into our plank. Landing as lightly as we can. Wherever we're at, we're meeting in our high plank. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat, or chaturanga if you've been practicing. Keeping those elbows tucked in. Draw the heart forward, untuck the toes, draw those shoulder blades back, pressing the feet into the ground. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Again, nice and gently, come into stillness or walking it out, your choice. Pressing the ground away, drawing that chest toward the mat. We're going to inhale the right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot into lunge, left foot to meet it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up through center, hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Again, stepping or lightly jumping back to plank. If we're jumping, keep those hips lifted, keep the core engaged, land as lightly as we can, no sound if we can. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga to the ground. If we're in chaturanga, slightly draw that chest out in front. Keep those elbows tucked in, untuck the toes, press the heart forward, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Last one, just walking it out, taking any little movements that feel good within the body. We're going to inhale that left leg up, looking forward. Stepping left foot into lunge, right foot to meet it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Take a wee drink if you need it. We're going to get a little bit more into our balanced postures next. So again, a little sequence here to get us into our dancer pose. It's also a really nice one to open up into the fronts of the legs, so into those quad muscles. So we're going to come to the front of the mat. Again, just make sure you have a little bit of space out in front so that you're not touching anything. Feet nicely grounded. Hands to hips to start with. And even just notice in your standing pose if you're falling into one side or the other. So we can usually check in with the body even before we start moving, even before we start going into a pose. So just check in where those hips are at. Again, check if the bum's popped out, if we're dumping into our lower back. So again, suck that belly button in. So just feel that strength in the core. We're going to bring the hands by the sides, palms face forward, and then we're going to inhale, lift that right knee up, and then we're going to bring the right heel so it rests just above the right knee, and we're going to bring the hands to heart center. So this is a little pelican pose here. And again, notice already if that left hip's popped out, we're going to pop it right back in. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. We're going to place that right hand on the right knee. Gently trace the hand back to catch hold of the foot as we bring that right knee back in line with the left knee. So again, a little gentle quad stretch here. So knees are literally glued together. We're drawing the heel toward the bum as we press that foot into the right hand. Left hand is still at chest. We're going to hold it here. Feel that nice stretch into the front of the right quad for 3. Press the hips forward for 2, and 1. From here, we're going to bring that right hand to catch hold of the inner part of the foot. So that right thumb is rested on the balls of the feet, and the palm should be able to touch the arch of the foot. From here, we're going to press that foot away from the legs, so those knees come apart, but we're still keeping that right knee in, so it's not coming out to the side, still tracing it back. We might start to hinge the body forward. We might extend that left arm out in front. If the left arm's extended out in front, we might press that left index finger and thumb together. So again, another little mudra, little drishti point, taking the focus out in front, lifting that right leg back a little bit more for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently drawing that right knee back in to meet the left, drawing that left hand back to center. And then with control, we're going to bring that right knee out in front and just give it a gentle little squeeze into the body. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Lovely. Slowly release that right foot down to meet the left. We're going to do the same little sequence on the left. So again, feeling those feet grounded. Again, if you found you didn't have enough space out front, maybe just stepping it back a little bit. Palms relaxed, arms relaxed by the sides, palms face forward. We're going to inhale, lift that left knee up, and then we're going to bend the left knee and bring the heel so it rests just above the knee on the inner thigh here. Hands to heart center. So left foot is active, and again, you'll notice if you're a wee bit unstable in the hips, that right hip might start to pop out. So we want to control that and draw it right back in. Feel the glutes engage, feel the core muscles engage. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Keeping the right hand at heart center, we're going to reach that left hand down toward the knee, and then we're going to trace that left hand back until we can catch hold of that left foot on the outside, bringing the left knee to touch the right knee. And again, we're keeping those legs together here, so we're not drawing the left leg out to the side. From here, we're going to press the foot into the hand as we draw that left heel back toward the bum, and we're going to feel this into the front of the left quad. As we press the hips forward, we're going to feel this into the hips. Hold it here. Find a drishti point, find a point of focus, something that's not moving out in front to bring your gaze to fix on. For 3, for 2, and 1. From here, we're going to bring that left hand to catch hold of the inner left foot. So again, the left thumb should be able to touch the ball of the foot, and the palm should be able to touch the arch of the foot. From here, we're going to gently press that left foot back as far as we can go, and we can't go any further. Then we're going to gently hinge forward from the hips. Bringing that foot back, we might extend that right arm out in front. We might touch the thumb to index finger, taking the gaze out in front, pressing that foot back as much as we can, feeling that strength in the standing leg for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly release it back to center. Right hand comes back to heart center. We're going to bring that left knee out in front, gently hugging the left knee into the body, giving it a nice little squeeze, and then gently release and let it go. Well done. Shaking it out, giving it a nice little shake. Lovely. This single leg balance pose is really good for developing ankle stability, lower leg stability. So if you do have a tendency for those lower leg injuries, spraining your ankle, rolling your ankle, really, really good way of developing that strength. We're going to bring a little flow into the next bit. So again, coming to the front of the mat, feet nicely grounded, hands to heart. Take a breath. Inhale, arms out, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge. We're going to keep the right hand grounded as we press back through that right heel. See if we can keep the right knee lifted. If we can't, we can always drop down. We're going to inhale that left arm up toward the ceiling, extending through the fingertips. Drawing the left shoulder back, opening the heart, taking the gaze up as we press back through the right heel for 3, for 2, and 1. Bring that left hand back to meet right, gently releasing onto the right knee. We're going to inhale, both arms out, reaching up, palms together overhead. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left, and then we're going to rest that right elbow onto the left leg, keeping the hands in prayer. Prayer hands face forward, left elbow points toward the ceiling. I'm just going to turn so you can see me here. And then we're going to draw that left shoulder back, taking the gaze up. See if we can press that right arm into the leg to create a little bit of space between the belly and the leg. So again, nice little spinal twist, still focusing on our balance. If we want to bring a little bit more engagement into the pose, we're going to press into the ball of the right foot, gently lifting off the right knee, pressing back through the right heel. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release that right knee down if it's up. And then we're going to inhale that right arm off the left, still in our twist. From here, we're going to open the arms nice and wide, palms face to the left side of the room, taking the gaze over that left arm. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Resting that left hand on the back thigh. We're going to inhale the right arm up toward the ceiling. And as we exhale, reach that right arm back overhead as we press the hips forward. Taking the gaze over the left shoulder for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, arms back wide open. As we exhale, bringing the hands to heart center, face to the front of the room. Bringing both hands down toward the ground. We're going to lift off that right knee, pressing back through the heel, coming high in the fingertips, just getting a little bit more into the hips here. As we inhale, press the chest forward, draw those shoulders back, and as we exhale, allow those hips melt toward the ground. Again, if you need to come down onto the knee here, by all means do. We're going to hold it here, but not the breath. For 3, for 2, and 1. Bringing both hands flat to the ground. We're going to bring that right foot so that it's parallel to the back of the mat. So dropping down onto the right heel. Engage with the core. We're going to slowly draw ourselves up into our warrior 2 lunge. So again, that left foot faces forward, right foot parallel to the back of the mat. The left heel should literally bisect the arch of the back foot. I want you to imagine those inner thighs literally magnetized toward each other. Notice if the left knee is dropping into the right, so you could be a little bit tight in the hip here. We're going to draw it right back. So feel that space in the hips. Extending both arms out in line with the shoulders. Shoulders are relaxed. Chest is open. Taking the gaze over the middle finger in the left hand. We're going to inhale here. As we exhale, get a little bit deeper into our warrior lunge. As we inhale, we're going to lengthen through the front leg, bring the arms together overhead, gaze goes up. Exhale, warrior 2 lunge. Inhale, lengthen and rise, palms together. Exhale, bend that left knee, warrior lunge. 3 more. You control the movement. Getting a little bit deeper if it feels good. 2 more, don't forget the breath. Exhale, release. Last one. From here, we're going to cartwheel both hands down, either side of the left foot, coming onto the ball of the right foot. And then with control, we're going to gently bring that right foot up to meet left, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back to lunge. This time we're going to keep that left hand grounded. Inhale the right arm up toward the ceiling, opening the heart. Really pressing those fingertips toward the ceiling. See if we can engage that right shoulder muscle to draw the chest open. Pressing back through the left heel for 3, for 2, And 1, right hand comes back to meet left, gently dropping down onto the left knee. We're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to the right this time, resting that left arm onto the right leg. Hands are in prayer, hands face forward, right elbow points toward the ceiling. We're drawing that right shoulder back, so opening into the chest, drawing a nice twist into the body. See if we can press the left arm into the leg to create a little bit of airspace between the belly and the leg. We might choose to hold it here, taking the gaze toward the elbow, toward the ceiling. If you want to bring a little bit more strength and balance into the pose, we're going to press into the ball of the left foot, gently lifting off the left knee as we press back through the heel. Again, when you do this, if you find that you're shaking all over the place, come back down onto the knee, re-engage with the pose. You can keep trying to come back into it, but the idea is bringing strength and stability into the pose. So where we feel those shakes, generally we're not engaging correctly with the muscles, we're fatiguing, and we're going to hurt ourselves. So we want to bring it, feel strong. And again, over time, this will happen for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release the left knee down. We're going to inhale that arm off the leg, staying in our twist. And as we exhale, open the arms nice and wide. Inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to rest that right hand on the back leg. Inhale the left arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to reach that left arm overhead as we press the hips forward to the front of the mat. Take the gaze over the right shoulder for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, back to center, arms wide open. Exhale, turn to the front, hands to heart. We're going to bring both hands down to the mat, coming off that left knee, pressing away through the heel and coming up onto the fingertips. So again, just a little release into the hips and heart here. We're going to inhale, press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back. And as we exhale, gently allow those hips melt toward the ground. You might even step that left foot back a little bit more if it feels good. At any stage, by all means, fall down onto that left knee. Focusing here on openness into the hips, release into the upper body for 3, for 2, and 1. We're going to release that left knee down, coming back onto both hands. Again, we're going to draw that left heel down. So we're setting up for our warrior 2 pose on the other side. Engage with the core to slowly bring our way up into our warrior lunge. So again, that right heel is literally bisecting the arch of the back foot. I want you to imagine the outer blade of that left foot literally trying to glue itself into the ground, pressing into the ball of that right foot. So feeling that engagement, draw the inner thighs together. We're going to extend both arms out in line with the shoulders. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Gaze is over the middle finger on the right hand. Inhale here. As we exhale, get a little bit deeper into that lunge. Again, only if it feels good on the knee. From here, we're going to inhale, lengthen through the front leg. Bring the arms together overhead, palms together, gaze goes up. Exhale, bend into the right knee, extend the arms out, warrior lunge. Inhale, lengthen and rise. Exhale, deepen, warrior lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Following that gaze to the right middle finger. Exhale, lunge. 2 more, getting a little bit deeper with each breath. Last one. Meeting in our warrior lunge. From here, we're going to cartwheel both hands down either side of the right foot, coming onto the ball of the left foot, re-engaging with the core to slowly draw that left foot up to meet right, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up through center, hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Take a drink if you need it. We're going to go into our tree pose. The magical tree pose, one of my favorite poses. If you feel a little bit off kilter, a little bit out of balance, or you suffer from low blood pressure, feel a little bit lightheaded, make sure you have a wall or a table or a chair or something beside you, just in case you do fall out, you've got something there as a little protector. Coming off the mat for this is nice, or if you have a very flat mat, then you can stay on the mat. But often where we have like a thicker mat, we're not going to be able to engage with those stabilizing lower leg muscles. So again, coming off the mat or thin mat, We're going to start feet about hip width distance apart, hands to hips. And again, as you're here, just notice if either hip is popping out to the side. So we want to keep those hip bones even and level. That's our motive here. We're going to open the right hip and we're going to rest that right ankle or that right heel just above the left ankle. And again, notice here, this is a really strong thing. If that left hip pops out, we're going to pop it right back in. So you want to keep that nice strong alignment, hip over the ankle here. All the time we're engaging that right glute to get the leg to open. If that feels good, we might bring the sole of that right foot to rest on the left calf. Again, notice if the hips popping out. So all the time taking the cues from the body, noticing what's going on. If that feels good, we might bring the sole of the foot to rest on the inner thigh. But again, we want to keep that hip open. So if we're up here and that knee's popped out in front, just bring it back to the calf until we can re-engage with those glute muscles. Okay, so still hands on the hips to start with. From here, we might bring those hands to heart. So wherever that foot is at, just make sure it's not right on the knee joint itself. So we don't want any lateral pressure here. And again, we're going to find our drishti point, so our point of focus, something to fix our gaze on. So something out front that's not moving and really drawing our focus into that point. Trying to create a little bit of stillness, a little bit of stability. Relax the upper body. Draw those shoulders back. Feel the core muscles engage. Feel the spine lengthen. Feel the neck stretch out. So again, just think of yourself as a tree. Tall, graceful, strong, resilient. So trying to bring stillness and focus here. If that feels good, we're going to inhale the arms out. Reach it up. Palms together. And as we exhale, we're going to open up into our tree branches. So open the arms nice and wide. We're going to press the index finger and thumb together, drawing the shoulders back, pressing the chest forward. See if we can engage those tummy muscles. And hold it here. Relax the upper body, relax the breath. Really starting to feel that left standing leg, feeling all those little ankle stabilizers. Relax the mind. Last couple of breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring those hands back to heart center. We're going to draw that right knee out in front and then gently rest the right foot down to meet left. Lovely, shaking it out, shaking the hands, shaking the feet out. And we're going to come onto the other side. So when you're ready, again, grounding your roots into the earth, hands to hips. We're going to rotate that left hip open. So again, feel that left glute muscle engage, resting the heel just above the right ankle. And again, this could be your tree pose. This is a lovely hip opener. You're finding stability in your hips. You're engaging with the core. You're opening into the heart. So this is tree pose. If you want to come to the next level, foot to calf. If you want to come to the next, foot to inner thigh. But again, keep that left knee moving out. Keep that left glute engaged. Hands to heart. Again, bringing stillness, bringing focus. Really nice one just for calming the mind. So it's really hard to do our balance poses if there's a lot of chitter chatter going on in the head. So again, a lovely way just bringing focus back to you, getting a little bit more centered. If this feels good, we're going to inhale the arms out, reaching up, hands together, and then exhale, open fully into our branches. Index finger and thumb press together. So this is our little energy mudra. Again, a little point of focus, a little bit of energy circuit within the body. Keep the core engaged. So notice here if you're going into a little bit of a back bend. So really trying to engage those tummy muscles here. If you want to challenge, you might sway your branches. So again, another way of developing your balance poses is bringing movement into the stillness. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can close down the eyes and bring that drishti point totally out of it. And if you fall out, just come right back in. So that's a nice thing about the balance poses. We can only get better. Just don't give up. Hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands back to heart center. Gently bringing that left knee out in front with control, resting that left foot down and just shaking it all out. Well done. Coming back to the front of the mat. We're nearly there, guys. Just a few more minutes. We'll just bring it a little bit flowy and then we'll make our way down onto the mat. Feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart. Palms face forward. We're going to inhale, lift that right knee out in front. And then we're going to rest the right ankle just above the left knee, coming into a little figure four here. Again, a little variation on our tree pose that we've just done. Hands to heart center here. So again, we're engaging that right glute to open into the hip. If that feels good, we might bend into the left knee and gently lower into a little half chair pose here. Keep the spine long, keep the heart open. Hold it here. Wherever we're at for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, gently rise back up. Bring that right knee out in front. With control, we're going to step back to land on the ball of the right foot, coming into a nice high lunge here. So again, check in that left knee is over the left heel. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up, palms together. And as we exhale, we're going to open into our warrior two. Inhale here. And as we exhale, cartwheeling both hands down either side of the left foot, coming onto the ball of the right foot. Inhale here. And then exhale, bring that right foot up to meet left. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up through center, hands extended up. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, bringing those hands back down to the sides, palms face forward. We're going to inhale, lift the left knee forward, resting that left ankle just above the right knee, hands to heart. And again, staying here, engaging that left glute, opening the hips, feeling that strong stabilization of the hips. If it feels good, we're going to bend into the right knee, gently lowering into our half chair. But again, keeping the spine long, keeping the heart open. Noticing if you go a little bit lower on one side and the other, keep that left foot engaged, so drawing the toe toward the knee. Wherever we're at, hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, gently rising back up to center. We're going to bring that left knee out in front. And as we exhale, we're going to step back with control onto the ball of the left foot, coming into a nice high lunge. Inhale, arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, twist into the left, dropping the left heel down, opening into our warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, cartwheeling both hands down, either side of the right foot, coming onto the ball of the left foot. From here, this time, we're going to step that right foot back to meet left and then gently walk it out in our downward dog. Nice and easy, letting it all melt away, letting it all go. Maybe rocking the head side to side, maybe rocking the hips side to side, maybe looking out underneath opposite armpits, getting a nice little stretch into the side waist. Whatever feels good. And then from here, we're going to gently release down onto both knees. Keeping the feet together, so we're on top of the toes. We're going to walk the knees as wide as the mat, if not wider apart, and then gently sit back onto the heels. So we might need to press the ground away out in front to get those heels back, or those sit bones back toward the heels. And then from here, we're just going to make a little pillow by piling one hand on top of the other, or maybe one fist on top of the other, and just taking the weight out of the head and neck. So resting the head down onto our hands or onto our fists. And again, just gently walking the elbows out, relax the heart, relax the head, relax the hips. And just gently rocking the hips side to side. Feel that nice release into the inner thighs, into the lower back. And then come into stillness. And just notice how the body feels. Notice if you're holding any last little bits of tension, any little restrictions within the body, maybe any little niggly thoughts. We're just going to take 3 nice cleansing breaths here. So as we inhale, we're going to tense up into every last little muscle in the body, and as we exhale, we're just going to side out and let it go. So when you're ready, just take a nice deep exhale, get all that stale air out, and then we're going to take a nice deep inhale, and as we do, tensing into every little muscle in the body. And as we exhale, just sigh it out and let it go, release. We'll do that twice more. So inhale, tensing into all the body. And then exhale, let it go. Last one. And then from here, we're going to gently press the hands into the ground, tuck the chin in toward the chest. As we gently sit back onto those heels, walk those hands back toward the body, and then gently walk the knees toward each other. So we're coming to how we started, just sitting back on the heels. Again, if that doesn't feel good, come to any comfortable seat for you. And again, we're just going to open the palms to the ceiling, draw those shoulders up toward the ears and then down together, down the spine, and just feel that lovely core engagement, that lovely length in the spine. We'll take 3 active closing breaths. So we're going to inhale the arms out, reaching up, interlock fingers, press palms to the ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward and just sigh that breath out through the lips and let it go. 2 more like that. Nice big full circular breaths, nice big stretch. And then exhale, release. Last one. And then gently bring those hands to heart center, pressing the palms together, closing down the eyes, and just thanking yourselves for starting your morning, starting your day in the best way possible, creating all that lovely energy, all that lovely strength and stability, and hopefully take that with you into the day and into the week ahead. And thank you as always for sharing your energy with me. Namaste.